I'll just get this out of the way so you can see me. Yeah.
Okay.
So, what do you think of the outfit? Black. But casual. It says I've gone over to the dark side, but I'm cool about it. Yeah, I'm actually celebrating an anniversary tonight. It's 14 years now since I first came over to Germany. And I stepped off the plane at Goldene Airport, and there was this sort of blue box with Dixie written on it. Oh fuck, of all the places to emigrate to. I was on my way here tonight, and I went past a Greek restaurant. It had a big sign in the window, just like in Greece. It was bankrupt. I went back to England about a fortnight ago to see my parents, because they're getting old, and the big thing that's just happened in England is they've just made stalking illegal. Yeah, which is a bit of a trouble if you're a comedian, because basically, you know, there's some places they want to see the restraining order before they'll book you. But another thing was everybody was going mad over there, because over here they've banned having sex with animals. And of course that hit the news in Britain. You said, oh, the Germans sex with animals, ha ha ha. Yeah. Of course I was having to tell them, no, we don't go around having sex with animals. It's the people in Hessen. Yeah, and my parents are getting on a bit. You know, they're getting a bit old, and you can tell they're old because they've started doing things like they have the television right up, and they try and have a conversation over it. So they're shouting, what's he say? He says Obama's won. What, Osama? No, Obama. Osama bin Laden? What, have I got to take the pins out? And the worrying thing is, you know when you're getting old because you start doing all the things you hated that your parents did. You know, like sitting down in the armchair and going, oh. And of course, as you get older, your hair stops growing on the top here, and it starts coming out of other bits at the side. You know, so I mean, you get the nasal hair coming out, yeah, and the ear hair. Well, you know, I can find my way home in the dark now. I reckon it's gravity. It's gravity. You know, after a while, the hair just sort of lacks the strength to sort of push up and sort of. Oh bugger, I'll come out this way. Yeah, I'm dreading 70. You know, the pubes are going to be out here. You know, well, at least I won't have to worry about sock darn, as long as the socks are grey. Yeah. But yeah, you find yourself doing all these weird things. I mean, I went to the barber to have my hair cut, and you know how when you're in the barber you sort of go into this trance, you know, half asleep, while they're sort of snipping away. And I was in this Turkish barber, and all of a sudden I felt something go in my ear. I thought, what's going on? And there was a woof! He'd stuck a cigarette lighter in my ear, set it off, burnt out all the hair. You know, horrible smell of burning hair. And I said, what? Jesus Christ. He'd sneak round the other side, this cunning bastard. Did the other one. I thought, fuck this, I'm not staying, he'll start with my nasal hair next. Yeah, all well planned, yes. Oh, I finished. Right, well, we've got to ad-lib then. One of the things I'd like to tell you that I found from old age is pornography leaves you with unreasonable expectations. It ruined my apprenticeship as a plumber, for a start. I used to lie awake worrying all night about the most stupid things, like, is it lucky to be run over by an ambulance? You have to think about that. Ever since I saw Brokeback Mountain, I can't keep a straight face at Marlborough House. Pan to where the flavour is. And I worry about stupid things like, what if Pavlov's dog met Schrodinger's cat? That's another one you have to think about. And then finally, I found this book which sort of helped me with stress, and it was called What Your Cat Can Teach You About Handling Stress. I read this book, it changed my life. I don't go to work anymore, I just lie on the sofa all day. I have my breakfast, then I go 3 doors down to the old lady and ask her for another breakfast. The only problem is, when my mother and father visit, I have this terrible urge to lie on the carpet and lick my balls. And what was that, an offer? You'll do it for what, Felix? Yeah, I actually live in the gayest street in Cologne. I'm not, the street is. That's just in case you were thinking of asking later, yeah? And, you know, no really, it's the gayest street in Cologne. We've got 3 gay sex clubs, a lesbian club, 2 gay sex supermarkets, and a ballet shop. Yeah, which it's a bit embarrassing when my parents come over because they really hate ballet. And one weekend they came over and we walked past the gay sex shop and they had this sort of harness, the leather harness in there, you know, the one, strap, 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 strap. And my mother says, "What's that for, Steve?" And my dad gave me this look that says, "You're on your own here, son." And I said, "Well, it's for men who want to be really sure that the condom doesn't come off." And my mum said, "Oh, is that because he's fucking someone up the arse?" I forgot they'd been to Amsterdam before they came over. So, yeah, the worst thing I found is that in Germany you've got what they call the Servicemuster. Yeah? You know, you're just not used to the sort of lack of service. I went to a cafe and I ordered a cup of tea. And an hour later the waitress comes back and says, "What was it you ordered again?" I said, "It's a cup of tea." And an hour later she comes back and she gives me what can be best described as a make-your-own cup of tea kit. You know, with the hot water and the bag and no milk. And this is dying on its feet, so I'm going to forget that one. You know, I really like Riva because, I mean, in most places when you're old and stupid and you can't work, they just put you into a home. In Riva they put you on the tills. And this is dying a death, isn't it? So has anybody done their Christmas shopping? Yeah? Are you mugs? The world's going to end several days before. Yeah? Oh yeah. It's amazing, all these idiots are going, "Oh, the world is going to end on December the 21st because the Mayans said so." You know, these are the people who don't believe that we landed on the moon, but they'll believe anything that a bunch of people who couldn't invent the wheel and died of curable diseases happen to think of. Yeah? I mean, so some of the stuff you hear from these idiots is incredible. I mean, for example, there's this Planet X. You've heard of Planet X? Planet X is currently thundering across the solar system, and he's going to hit the Earth, reverse the Earth's magnetic field, and invalidate all the warranties on your iPhones. Which is vitally important, so you upgrade to iOS 6. But, you know, scientists have actually discovered over 300 planets which are orbiting other stars, which we cannot actually see with the naked eye. But apparently, we've missed a Jupiter-sized object in our own fucking backyard. Yeah, it's all the Australian astronomers. They're too busy putting prawns on the barbie, because apparently Planet X is sneaking up on us from the South Pole. The cunning little fucker. But I read about this, and apparently this is all sort of been invented by this mad woman in America. Surprise, surprise. And she said that she's been told all this about the Planet X, Nibiru as it's called, by strange space aliens who implanted a transmitter in her brain. Couldn't they just phone or SMS or send an email or something? No, that's too easy. Yeah. They've got to come millions and millions of light years, land on Earth, find some poor unsuspecting fucker who's no one is ever going to believe, stick a load of electronic equipment in their head, seal it up, yeah, and just so that the journey wasn't a complete waste, find a couple of redneck farmers to anally probe. You can imagine that, can't you? The spaceship lands. The door opens. Out comes this unearthly creature. Earthmen, we have travelled 10,000 light years to give you this message. Bend over. Golly gee, Cletus, I don't think he wants to phone home. But I've been doing a bit of research because, you know, I'm sort of like that. And I reckon I have found the reason for this. Because Planet Earth has been broadcasting for years, all this television and everything. And what these aliens have seen, the first impression they have got of our culture, is that video on YouTube of the chimp sticking his finger up his arse, sniffing it and falling over. They think it's a greeting. Thank you very much and good night.